Hi there, I'm HD, and I'm starting a website called Mom vs. Wild. The reason I'm starting this website is because I am a new mom again. I do have another child. I have a preteen and an infant, and you can hear my child chattering away. But I feel like I have a really cool perspective because I do have a child already. I've done this before, but it was over a decade ago. And there is so much that has changed. Of course, there are things that have stayed the same. Changing a diaper hasn't really changed much in a decade, but there are so many cool products and things that are out now that I'd love to tell people about. There are some products that I feel like have changed my parenting life. So when I compare what it was like to be a new mother over a decade ago to what it is like now, there are some things that I've bought that have just made a huge difference in how I feel and how I'm able to cope with sleepless nights and things like that. So I would love to share best practices, tips and tricks, things that I've learned, things that I've found, products. And I just think that I can provide some great insight into your parenting world. So this is hopefully going to be a place for new parents, moms especially, to come and find out about things like breastfeeding. Some of the topics that I'd like to cover are nursing clothes. I've got a nursing shirt on right now, and I found so many cute things. This I actually found on Amazon, but I'd like to help you find a nursing wardrobe on a budget. To be able to find things to wear, dresses if you want to go out. I'm all for taking your baby wherever you go. Maybe, not to the bar or something like that. But I think for me, I enjoy having my kids be a part of my life. I've taken my son to like fancy concerts and things like that. So I'm all for getting dressed up and going out and having fun and incorporating your kids into your life as much as possible. So other topics that I would like to cover are going back to work. I went back to work one time already. I will be doing it again. And I love work. I love my job. I love going to work. It is going to be very hard to leave, though. I think it's hard for everyone to go back to work. So there is definitely two sides of the coin. You're excited to kind of get back to some of the things that you're used to in your life, because life changes a lot when you have a baby. But at the same time, you have that mommy guilt. That's a thing. I don't know, do dads have that? An interesting thing about me is that I'm a single mother by choice. So that is something that I would love to tell you all about. If you are not a mom and you want to be, but you haven't found Mr. Right yet, and you're running out of time, that's my story exactly, then there's no reason that you can't have a child. And it took me probably 5, 6, maybe I've been thinking about it for even longer than that. I'm turning 40 this year. So I basically realized that my time was maybe not running out, because I know people have children in their 40s, but as you talk to doctors or fertility clinics or people in the medical world, they start giving you this timeline. And in my experience, even with this pregnancy, I dealt a lot with advanced maternal age things, extra testing that was offered to me. None of it is mandatory, but I did some of the extra testing. Anything that was invasive, I just opted out of. But there are definitely things that you want to think about, and there are things that your doctors tell you to think about. So I'd love to share that experience. It's been an amazing experience, and part of that is because the company that I work for is an amazing company. I could not be luckier to have the opportunities that my company has given me, not only with just the process of my insurance and things that my company paid for throughout this process, or, you know, maybe it wasn't my company that paid for it, but the insurances and things that were available to me, as well as fully paid maternity leave, 12 weeks of that. I know other countries have more, but I just feel very fortunate to have had the maternity leave that I do have. I've spoken to so many others that don't have that opportunity, and I honestly don't even know what you would do other than saving money and just taking some time off and not having any money. But as a single mother by choice, with a mortgage and bills to pay and a car payment, things like that, I am just so fortunate. Sometimes I feel like I just got into the right place at the right time, at the right point in my life, where I was ready to bite the bullet and just do this. So yeah, a few weeks before I turned 38 is when I went to a fertility clinic, and got the ball rolling, and I'll be turning 40 soon. So it was a really wonderful process for me. It wasn't bad. So I truly enjoyed it. So I'll definitely cover that topic. Let's see, other things that I would like to cover are my favorite products. I think I said this a little bit ago, but there are some products that have just been so awesome. I'm so excited to tell you about. Some of them are expensive, and things that maybe 10 years ago I wouldn't have even purchased even if I knew about them, because they're pricey. But definitely some life-changing products. I think one product that I wish I had tried that I didn't, so you won't hear about it from me, is the Snoo. If anyone's tried the Snoo, I would love to hear your opinion and your experience with that. I do know a few people that have tried it and they've loved it. My child was a great sleeper, so I actually didn't feel like I needed the Snoo. My first child was a terrible sleeper, so I had already been doing research on sleep products, beds. I even tried to invent the Snoo myself a decade ago. I was like, is there some way to like move the crib side to side so that there's some sort of motion to put my child to sleep so that I can sleep? I got no sleep. And then there are a lot of things that I'd like to talk about that I do differently this time around. An example would be the first time around, I co-slept with my child in my arms right here. His head was here and I was here, and that's how I slept for over a year of my life. I swear that I had like permanent shoulder issues because I was like so scared that he would roll or something would happen, and I barely slept. I was practically awake the entire night. I don't do that this time. I figured out how to get my child to sleep in a bed. There wasn't even an option in my mind that I was going to do that again, because I was tired. I was uncomfortable. It was hard on me. My child was just loving it. He basically slept nursing the whole night, so he was fine. But I, however, needed a different approach this time. And I found an approach that works, and I can't wait to share that with you as well. I get, in my opinion, comparing, everything's relative, because I had a super colicky non-sleeper the first time. So to me, I'm getting fantastic sleep. Especially on the weekends, my child likes to sleep in, or maybe not sleep in, but sleep longer into the morning, like those chunks of time that my child sleeps go well into the morning. So it's been so nice for me. I call it sleeping in on the weekend, but basically just staying in bed longer. So yeah, I'm excited to share so many of these things with you, and subscribe to this channel so that you get updates as I'm posting new videos. I I have no idea. I'm completely new to this mom blogging thing. And my child wants me. So yeah, click subscribe. You'll get the notifications about new videos and new content that I come up with, and I hope you enjoy.